Painting a room is not as easy as just one, two, three. Not anyone can handle the task, much less complete it with professional details. I am here to share my knowledge, and after you have watched my tutorial, you too can create some professional results. Why should you care to learn how when you can just hire somebody? There is a certain satisfaction to completing a challenge and looking back on your hard work. It is also a chance to learn something new and spark your creativity and make some money. My dad is a professional painter with 25 years of experience. He is an entrepreneur and will never turn down a job, no matter how big or small. I have been his assistant for most of my youth, and even though I have moved on to a different career path, I still go time to time to help and stay current on the craft. Hopefully, by the end of my presentation, you will have a beginner's knowledge to paint a room and be inspired to put it into practice. I will first go over what materials are needed, the importance and where to purchase. Then, second, we will cover the extensive prep work that is required before you can begin painting. I will follow up with the third main point, painting the room, and the different techniques that will help you achieve a more professional finish. First, let's talk about tools and materials. Ensuring you gather the proper tools will not only help keep the job neat, but also help you along your journey and cut down on additional frustrations. The right tools compared to the cheaper option will save you time, material, and stress throughout the duration of your project. You will need to gather the following: paintbrushes, rollers with sheepskin, 6-foot pole extender optional, 6-foot ladder, mixing stick, plastic 13 by 9, blue masking tape, caulking gun, empty gallon, rolling pan and liner, old washcloths, and putty. There are several different retail sources for you to gather. The materials. I recommend Sherwin-Williams for the paints and Home Depot for the materials. Now that we've talked about tools and materials, we're going to talk about preparing said room before we begin to paint. Preparing the room is very crucial to having a more professional completed look. Every step is taken is important, and the details are what gives the project a clean and polished look. You will remove all of the wall decorations and move all of the furniture and any additional objects to the center of the room. You will then cover said objects to avoid getting paint on anything other than what is intended. Now for the details. You need to cover the floor, molding if there is any, remove the light plates covers, cover the switches, and fill any nail holes and prime the wall. Ensure that you have your paints and your tools ready and accessible because you will want to keep your flow once the job has started. That means making the correct calculations to make sure you have enough. Now that we have discussed tools and materials and room preparations, let's discuss painting technique and different options for design. Now that all your tools have been gathered and the room is prepared, we can now move on to the painting. The most exciting part of it all, not only is technique important, but depending on the type of project, personal or professional, your creativity and eye to detail will be able to shine through. You want to pour some paint from the 5-gallon drum onto an empty gallon to help mix up the paint. Think of sifting flour for baking. You are going to dip the brush halfway to the bristles, and if you are painting up, down, or sideways, just ensure you do long straight strokes and you're spreading the paint evenly. There are different types of paints to go with. Matte, shiny, glitter is a popular option nowadays. But that is a bit more of an advanced task. We can get into the different textures. 2021 forecasts deep, rich tones and neutrals. I recommend always sticking with the classics if you intend on reselling the home within 10 years. If you would like to incorporate feng shui into your home, you would refer to a Bagu map, which will help you decide on the color to paint depending on what energy you would like to invoke within that living space. You want to match the room's activity to the intensity of the hue. There are yin and yang rooms. Yin are more quiet and restful rooms, bedrooms, bathrooms, and dining rooms, so stick to the darker, softer, and more subtle colors. Yang are the more active rooms, kitchen, living room, family room, game room, so you can go for brighter, bolder, and more upbeat colors. Overall, I have touched on 3 main points to help you get thinking or started on painting a room. I have provided you with the basics and with some tips learned from years in the trade to help you know how to paint a room, including some professional details. We have reviewed tools and materials, the preparation and importance of preparation for the room, and how to paint the room along with some design options. Whether this helps for a professional day project or maybe help give some background for those looking to make this a career choice, I hope I was able to teach and help you learn how to paint a room. So grab your paint and get to rolling.